Hello, I am the entity commonly known as Elizabeth of Lore in this dimension, and I am doing my first video of 2025 today. Hello, we made it to the calendar year 2025. I got sick over the holidays and now have a residual cough, so you might hear that in my voice a little. But I'm good. Hopefully you're good. I just wanted to talk about some of the collective energies we're dealing with this year because there are some big ones, and it's really exciting because a lot of people are feeling them and a lot of people are sensing the same things. So I'm going to share some of what I've been channeling myself, what I've been hearing other people channel, and give a little bit of clarity on some points of confusion that have been coming up. So first things first, you might have heard this, you might have felt it, you might have gotten a message. But we are shifting vibrationally. We are going into what some people refer to as New Earth. We are shifting out of an age of imbalance and disconnection into an age of balance, of divine union, of connection, where instead of being led by fear and scarcity, fighting, war, misalignment, misaligned desires, we are being led into abundance, creativity, connection, and growth, beautiful growth. There's that cough I'd mentioned. So that's happening. However, as we are in a transition period, energies collectively can be a little chaotic and a little difficult to navigate sometimes. So this video is for anyone, but it is going to resonate most strongly, and I suspect appear mostly on feeds of light workers, people who are here specifically with a mission to help this shift happen, which is not necessarily all light workers, because people can come here with missions to help different elements take place and not necessarily be key parties to helping this shift happen. But this collective who is helping this shift happen, we are feeling these energies in really intense ways. And so we can think of the earth dimension as like a layer cake. So we've got timeline upon timeline layered essentially upon each other with some overlap. It's not a perfect analogy, but it's what I got right now. So we've got these timelines layered upon each other, and sort of the icing at the top of the layer cake is that new earth, that idyllic reality, right? Where we're all living in harmony, where we are all embodying our highest potentials, where we are in our deepest connections, and where we are connecting with all people in our lives in a very deep, profound, beautiful way, where we are honoring each other and where we are living in alignment with our truth and with love, right? And then you go down the layers and you've got different levels of reality. And down there at the bottom is like trauma and war and poverty and just the horrors that can take place on this planet. And then everything in between. And so essentially, those of us who are here to bring the icing vibration about into everyone's reality are here to do exactly that, to bring it into everyone's reality, including the people who are still experiencing that heaviest layer. And in order to do that, we can't do it from just standing on the top of the cake, right? We can't do it from New Earth. We have to actually get the energy of New Earth and then bring it on down. And this is where a lot of channelers and light workers are getting at some times stuck and confused, because we will experience in a very real, palpable way, new earth. And we'll be like, okay, we're there. Or we'll be like, we are breaking through right now. This is happening. And then like that, it's gone and everything suddenly feels super dense and heavy. And we may have someone really close to us experience something tragic, or even ourselves experience something very heavy. Or even if nothing is happening externally, we may just feel very depressed, or just feel the dense energies, feel very fearful, feel things that are not in alignment with that new earth vibration that we were just in. And then it becomes confusing, because it's like, well, were we making that up? Were we having a psychotic break? Is that even real? I've experienced this myself, and I've also talked to a lot of other people who have been experiencing similar feelings, where they'll just suddenly start feeling hopeless and just start thinking, well, maybe none of that is real. And yet we know it is real, because it is real. And because we've had many, many, many experiences that tell us it's real. And they're not just experiences in our mind. They're real, tangible experiences, right? We've been to that dimension. We have actually experienced that vibration. And if you are feeling heavy and you go inward and you move past the dense emotions, the dense energies, and you put yourself as best as you can in a meditative state, you will be able to feel that new earth vibration ringing inside of you. It's an interesting feeling when you're doing it from a denser vibration, because your mind may not feel it. So your mind may still be looping through depressive thoughts. You may still feel tired or lackluster or hopeless, but you can still feel that energy, that buzzing, that super powerful, magical energy flowing through you. And it's because we are bringing it into the denser dimensions. We're actually moving through the layer cake. We're moving through the timelines and bringing that vibration. We're basically saturating these denser timelines with that vibration in order to cleanse and ascend those timelines, help those timelines ascend, because we're not leaving anyone behind, right? We're not leaving anyone behind. New Earth is for everyone, whether they know it or not, whether they believe it or not. and that's our work. So this is real. We are bringing New Earth about. It's happening. We are there. But if you're in a space now or in the future where you don't believe it, or you don't feel it, or it just seems out of reach or hopeless, just know that that's part of the work that you signed up to do, and that you are actually carrying that vibration in with you into those denser timelines that we are still able to see right now, because they haven't been fully collapsed. And it will pass. You will return to a lighter frequency, to a lighter vibration, to a lighter timeline, once you have done that work of bringing what you're bringing in. And then the other thing that's happening as well is that we are in these human vessels, right? In this dimension, we're in human vessels. And part of the New Earth timeline is essentially embodying in this physical form our divine selves. I mean, if you really feel into that, that's intense. That's not what this vessel is used to carrying. It's not even what it was built for, in some ways. So those energies, those cosmic divine energies, are super high powered. They're super intense. They are indescribable, ineffable. They are the divine coming into into flesh, and you can't do that all at once. I mean, perhaps someone who has lived, a yogi, doing yoga their whole life, and eating, very clean and living in that way, perhaps could bring it in all at once. Perhaps. But for most of us who have not been living that way, even if we do a lot of really positive, healthy things, and I really do recommend yoga to help this process. I feel like people who know me are probably getting sick of me telling them to do yoga. I'm not even like a master yogi or anything, but I think that even doing just any amount of yoga on a daily or at least very regular basis is very, very helpful for bringing these energies in. But we have to do it slowly. We have to bring the energies in up and down like that, because otherwise it's dangerous and we're going to burn out our nervous systems. Our bodies are just not built to carry that vibration. So we have to bring it in increments. So that's another reason why we're going like up and down, and why we may be one moment feeling super connected, super divine, super like in alignment with our God or goddess self. And then superhuman and like, what was that? Because it's literally for our own safety, and it's being guided by our own spirit. I'll actually give you a personal example of this before I end the video. So I went to an ayahuasca ceremony. I also highly recommend ayahuasca. And after that ceremony, it was very clear, very connected, as happens often after ayahuasca ceremonies. And I was having a lot of very cosmic experiences, very potent encounters with spirit and with my guides and with my higher self, and channeling a lot of messages, very clear messages for myself and for others. But I also was having a really hard time sleeping, and it was taking me excuse me, it was taking me to a place where my mental state was starting to get a little burned out by all of that cosmic energy. And I actually heard my guides sort of like conversing with each other and saying, okay, she needs to come down a little bit. She needs a rest from this. Like my vessel needs a rest from it. And I felt them take my frequency and tune it down. And I felt, as they were doing that, I felt it happen. I felt myself no longer being as connected. I felt the messages lose clarity. I felt myself feel more dense as I was feeling them like crank this lever and turn down my frequency. So, and this was my guides who love me, who were doing this for me. And in some ways, they didn't turn it like all the way down. They didn't like shut me off, and then I got a rest, and then I was back in that state for a while again. But they were doing it for my own good. And it's very disappointing sometimes when things like that happen, because it feels really good to be in that connected state, and you feel very light. You feel very in the vibration of love, in the vibration of the divine. I could really feel my most powerful self in my body. And at the same time, it can be too much for an extended period of time all at once. We have to bring it in increments. So just recognize that if you are kind of going up and down like that, there are two different elements at play. So one is that we do have to bring those vibrations into the other dimensions, like I said, and the other is it's for your own safety as well. You can't just suddenly be, your divine self in your human avatar if you're not practiced at that, at embodying that. And if you don't have your nervous system in the right place to be able to receive that all the time, it could be really dangerous. So this is all happening for our own good, for the benefit of all, and for the benefit of ourselves. I'm starting to lose my voice. I'm going to go. I just wanted to share that message. Happy 2025. Happy ascension. I love you all. And I'll see you in the next video with some more information and less of a cough. Please do, like and share. Follow me. It will all help this message get out. And it costs you nothing. All right. Thank you.